Welcome to round 11 out of 18 for season 3. It is the Tuscany Grand Prix in Italy. We've had 9 different winners in the first 10 races. Lewis Hamilton scored 0 points last race, so did Leclerc, so it was a pointless race for Ferrari in Monaco. This race last season was my most viewed video, so let's see if it can, well, at least be up there and close with it. Fernando Alonso will be the first one to start at lap time, but he will be held up by traffic potentially at the start. We already see a Williams getting in the way there as he goes onto the grass to avoid the Williams. I think it might have been Alex Albon. Fernando Alonso wrapped around the final corner to finish his lap time. Where would the benchmark lap time be for everyone to beat here? It will be a 1 minute potentially. Well, Behrman actually goes 2.5 seconds faster, 58.6. Verstappen, Verstappen's very slow. Bortoleto goes faster, so we see Pierre Gasly in a second. I can't find him. Start his lap time. Sergio Perez, he's going around the final corner. Hadjar and Verstappen are very, very slow after their first laps, with Hadjar actually being 4.7 seconds off the pace. Hamilton, championship leader, is a second off the pace. Perez is also 1.1 seconds off the pace. What does Valtteri Bottas do? Valtteri Bottas, seen cross the line there, 1.4 seconds behind as Leclerc goes provisional pole, with Lando Norris crossing the line here. Lando Norris, can he put that car any higher? No, only P10. Oscar Piastri going P8 with George Russell. He's quite far away from finishing. Lance Stroll, he's going to cross the line. Can he beat his teammate, who is currently sitting in P15? No, he can't. Well, Sebastian Vettel. Vettel goes P6. Antonelli and then Russell, the final two drivers. And Vettel and Vettel and Antonio Giovinazzi in P6 and then P7 for Porsche. Kimi Antonelli, can he take provisional pole? No, he can't. Only P16. What can George Russell do? Only P17. Wow. And a crash there with Russell. Russell's crashed into the back of a Red Bull. I can't tell you which Red Bull. I think it's Verstappen. It is. Russell and Verstappen have crashed into each other. Has Russell got damage? Yes, he does. It looks like Verstappen was exiting the pit lane right into his path. Will Verstappen have to come back into the pits? Fernando Alonso starts his second lap. He's not on the grass this time. He probably have gained some time on the start-finish string and for turn 1 there, as he's rapid for turn 2 and 3. Dust being kicked up from that Audi in front of him. Alonso through the final corner, almost certainly going to be improving his lap time this time around. Let's see where he goes. 2.8 seconds off the pace. He does improve to P17, but he only improves his lap time by 6/10. Alex Dunn rounds the final corner. There's another yellow flag out, and I think there's been a collision with Fernando Alonso at the start-finish straight as Alonso is out. Yes, he is. I think he's collided with a McLaren. I know he's collided with Pierre Gasly. Alonso and Gasly are out. That's cost many drivers their lap times because of the yellow flags. That will severely affect his qualifying. Verstappen 3 seconds off the pace, finishes his lap time 3 seconds off the pace. He stays down at P21. Behrman goes P2. Perez and Ocon starts his lap. Sergio Perez in P10 currently. He's been very fast in previous races. He's gotten 2 pole positions this season so far. Can he take another pole position? Sergio Perez 1.3 seconds off the pace. He stays 1.3 seconds off the pace. Esteban Ocon, he is gonna get ready to cross the line. Can he match his teammate up there? I can't see where he went. Esteban Ocon goes P4. He does improve his lap time. Piastri and Norris, we've got to watch them, shouldn't we? Where's Norris? He's there, Norris. Also look out for Nico Hülkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto. Nico Hülkenberg, I don't know where he went. I think he stayed. He's on pole position. Nico Hülkenberg takes pole position. Piastri and He's the next important one to watch. Actually, no, Bottas is important. You better watch him. Then head to Piastri. But it looks like Nico Hulkenberg's got pole position. Unless Ferrari Bottas can do anything. No, he goes P12. But Oscar Piastri crosses the line. He stays P14. Antonelli, the final driver. Antonelli crosses the line. Does he improve? He does, but only to P10. Nico Hulkenberg gets his second point with pole position, with Leclerc in second place, Behrman third, Bortoleto fourth, Esteban Ocon fifth, with Pierre Gasly in P6 after crashing qualifying, with Alonso seventh, Vettel eighth, Antonio Giovinazzi is ninth place, and Kimi Antonelli rounds out the top 10. Lewis Hamilton championship leader in P11, Alex Albon P12, Valtteri Bottas in P13, his teammate right behind him in P14, Sergio Perez. 15th, Piastri, 16th, Norris, McLaren, disappointing for them. Dunn, 17th, Alonso, 18th, George Russell, 19th, 12th is Lance Stroll, 21st is Max Verstappen, and 22nd is Joshua Pierce, with Sean Hayes in 23rd. Isaac Hadjar rounds up. It's the road to 100 subscribers. The top 3 are on mediums, except Nico Hulkenberg's on softs. It revs. Lights out, and away they go. It's a good start from Nico Hulkenberg, but Charles Leclerc is right there. Behrman comes to cover off Bortoleto, and he does stay ahead of Bortoleto. No, he does not. He drops behind Bortoleto. Hulkenberg leads the race. Safety car deployed just to crash in the background there. There is absolute carnage. Vettel is on his side. They're on fire. The two Williams are out of this race. Albon and Sainz collide. Vettel out of this race as well. As that was absolute mental on the start finish straight. Two Williams and Sebastian Vettel collided. All 3 cars on fire. So, quick update, guys. I went to this page to disable safety cars, so we get 1 safety car with race, wait 5 laps, and re-enable it just in case it comes out again. So we can actually get racing laps in. And it's something there says, I'll show you if it's a pen tool I have. Disable red flag. Get the yellow so you can see. Red flag's not in this game, I don't think. I haven't seen any updates, but red flag's been added to this game. Well, the safety car. And the red flag is out. A red flag is out after that crash. What happens from here? It says interesting. Our first red flag. Red flag session stopped. This is interesting. Our first ever red flag. Here we go, race restart. Nico Hulkenberg on medium tyres now. He changes to mediums. Sport, let him go to softs. Here we are. What lap will we be on? Imagine lap 3. Lights out, away goes lap 1. Lights out, away they go. And Nico Hulkenberg has a good start. Charles Leclerc is right there. There's, once again, cars in the background as we see another crash with Bottas and Hamilton out the championship leader. Hamilton is out of this race. There's Antonelli off in the background as well. That is an absolute another crash. And another red flag is out as Lewis Hamilton is out of this race, our championship leader. Only 19 cars remain in this race. Will we even get this race going? And this is quite cool how it goes into red flag session stopped. I wonder if we were actually racing, if it would come up with an option to change tyres. But Lewis Hamilton, our championship leader, out of his race. Another pointless race for him. Now it's Charles Leclerc and soft, so top 3 changing the tyres. Lights down, away they go once again. I can imagine it's quite a good start for Charles Leclerc. Yes, it is. He is going to stay there, looking like he's on the inside. Charles Leclerc has the overtake done into turn 1. No, he doesn't. Charles Leclerc drops down to P3 as he's now behind Bortoleto. Aldi seems to have a 1-2 potentially here. It looks like they're all going for their friendly now. As Charles Leclerc does keep second place in Bortoleto. Ocon and Behrman side by side. Yellow flag sector 2. There's a crash. Hulkenberg is out. Hulkenberg and Bortoleto have collided. Several cars out there. Leclerc's out. There's a red flag again. That is several cars. Ocon leads from Gasly. This is mental. It's the first race of red flags, and it's 3 red flags in a row. There's another 3 cars out. That was mental. The 2 Audi drivers and Charles Leclerc taking each other out. As we're going to go racing once again, and it's raining this time. Now I hope red flags don't automatically mean you go back to lap 1. But can we please get this race going? Lights out and away they go. And Ocon leads from Behrman. It looks like the Haas drivers 1-2 so far, but they better stay cleaning stuff into turn 1. Only 15 cars remain in this race, nowhere near the minimum amount of cars we've had in a race. I finished, I think it was 5 we had finished once, or 8. Ocon and Behrman side by side though. Behrman leads this Grand Prix from Esteban Ocon. Haas 1-2, still side by side though. Watch this, that building in our way there. Gasly there in P3. France has 2 drivers, is done, and Perez is out there in the background. The yellow flag out though, but there's no safety car, no red flag, no virtual safety car. As the Haas drivers continue to lead as they enter the green flag zone again. As we get ready to go into lap 2 now. We finally got 1 racing lap completed after 3 red flags and another crash caused no safety car or virtual safety cars. The Haas drivers looking at the inside into turn 1, but looks like they may have run out of battery. Verstappen in last place of the finish running cars. We see Pierce on the inside of Lance Stroll through turn 1. Is he ahead of Lance Stroll though? That's the question. As the Haas drivers are also very close there. Ocon takes the lead off Ollie Behrman. Yellow flag sector 2 in Giovinazzi. And, oh, big accident there. More cars out. Russell still, oh, this is absolutely mental. That is absolutely mental. Only 7 cars remain in this race, and it's only lap 2. This is absolutely mental. Norris, Stroll, Russell were out in that crash, I think, and Pierce and Alonso and Giovinazzi. I think Giovinazzi was out of done. So if it's Alonso to Norris and the timing sheets there out from that crash, only 7 cars remain, including Haas, the 2 Haas drivers in of Ocon and Behrman in P1 and P2 right now. Gasly in P3, Piastri P4, Hayes P5, Verstappen P6, and 7th Isaac Hadjar. Only 2 race winners currently in this race still, and that is Ocon and Piastri. So Ocon could become the second, I think Piastri won a race this season, so Ocon could become the second multiple race winner of the season, but Gasly is looking fast. Ocon goes into lap 5. There's a big gap between every driver other than Hayes and Verstappen, so we are going to be watching Verstappen maybe trying to battle Hayes potentially for P5. Is looking very close between these two. Into the final corner, Verstappen on the inside, there's contact. He barges Hayes out of the way, but he is ahead of Sonny Hayes onto the back straight. But Sonny Hayes side by side of Verstappen, in back ahead of Verstappen. That was very close comfort there. As it looks like Norris is also, Piastri is also caught up to Gasly, which is very interesting here. As Verstappen kind of drops back from Hayes just a little bit. Well, it's very close between P2, P3 and P4 now, as Behrman has slowed down, looks like a little bit, but Verstappen is also close to Hayes. Look how close Gasly, Piastri's just dropped off, and so is Verstappen. So, Verstappen to Hayes, he's just, no longer there, it looks like. Actually, he's caught back up to the end of that straight according to the minimap and the timing sheet. Gasly's also dropped off to Behrman, so it's very random, the timing, because look how close they've got up to Esteban Ocon and the top 2. They were 6 seconds at the beginning of lap 6, or yeah. So it's very random with the timing. They don't seem to know how to keep going with this race. So halfway through the race now, it is looking like the track's drying just a little bit. The rain looks a bit lighter in my opinion. So is it now that the conditions are getting drier? So for the second half of this race, will we see a bit of worry for the strategy and stuff? Verstappen is, they're in the pits. Verstappen and Hayes are in the pit. It stopped raining. It has stopped raining. The track is still wet, but it has stopped raining. So what tyres are they going to go on to? They're going with medium tyres. I think that's too early for slick tyres. Bottom 3 are on to medium tyres. I do think it's too early, and they have got a massive gap to the race leaders before they even pitted. So maybe it's worth taking the risk. But Hayes and Verstappen have gone from mediums, and Hadjar's gone from soft. But Behrman is right behind Esteban Ocon. Haas are double stacking. So where will Behrman exit the pits compared to Pierre Gasly? That's the question. He's going to be held up by Oscar Piastri there, but is Gasly going to be held up potentially a little bit as well? No, he's not. Behrman has lost a place in the pit lane. Piastri is just going to... Piastri's fine there. Ocon's gone from soft tyres. It still looks very wet out there in my opinion, with spray. Is Verstappen going to look into the final corner on Sonny Hayes, or is the water just maybe a bit too much for him? As we go on to the final straight here, Verstappen and Hayes very close to each other. This could be an interesting battle through the opening section of lap 9. Verstappen directly behind Hayes there. Hayes on the middle of the track to defend. It's going to cause Verstappen to stay behind through turn 1. Hayes is going very slowly, so I don't know why Verstappen just doesn't maybe look to get a better exit somewhere and just go for the overtake. As Ocon goes into lap 10, has Haas maybe messed up opportunity for a 1-2 finish? Look at these. This is Verstappen going to the inside at the final corner. Now it looks like maybe not. He's backed out from it. But he had got such a great exit of that final corner. Down the straight they go. Verstappen using the slipstream to try to potentially get him into turn 1, over the crest, down the hill, now up the hill for turn 2. No, he stays behind him, but through the turn 2, 3 chicane, down to the turn 4, 5 chicane, and then into turn 6, 7 chicane. This is very close racing between them, these three. But Hayes looks like he's gone away from Verstappen's Hadjar, and Verstappen side by side for turn 6. They're so close to contact, yet they're so far, and there they are. Verstappen stays ahead of his teammate, both run a bit wide though, as Verstappen gets a really bad exit compared to Hadjar heading through this next chicane. A lot of chicanes in this track, they're all very fast, though, as Behrman seems to caught up to Gasly a little bit. Here goes another opportunity for Max Verstappen on lap 11 to try and get past Sonny Hayes for P5. There's a difference between 10 points and 8 points, so it could be quite crucial, the 2 point difference. But again, Hadjar's sitting there with 6 points currently, looking like P7. Of course, I don't think, unless they updated it and changed it in the game, but I haven't really read the change logs, they didn't know the game updated. But I don't think, oh, there you go, looking for it, but I don't think DNF finishers get any points if the DNF is still in top 10. Here they are, side by side, it looks like, through the fast, long right-handers. Looking down the chicane now, Hayes been on a master defence, lap 12 out of 14. What a finish to this race we're getting. I hope it finishes soon though, because I do need a poo. Will Verstappen look into the final corner? We've seen him do it before. Will he do it again? Yes, he will. Looks on the inside. No, he backs out, but he's still right there. Will he get the good exit onto the start-finish straight? Will he have the battery? Will he have the power? Will he get the slipstream? There's so much to go for. Gasly and Behrman are so close to each other too, so we've got to keep an eye on that. As we go down into turn 1. No, they stay ahead as Ocon and Hayes stays ahead. Behrman has dropped off from Gasly. Hadjar's dropped off from Verstappen and Hayes. Verstappen's not as close as back from the toilet. It did actually get to the point where I needed to go and could hold it much longer, but we're on lap 13 out of 14 and we've got Verstappen. Well, he's all on to lap 13. He is going to try to get past Sonny Hayes. It does look like Behrman's no longer going to be able to attack Pierre Gasly. Did make a mistake by putting Behrman. Could they have gone a lap longer? But Hayes taking a defensive line through turn 2 and 3. As Ocon, Gasly, Behrman, and Piastri go on to lap 14 here, so we've got to go back to watch them soon. We're still watching Max Verstappen though, as he has dropped down from Sonny Hayes, but we're going to look at Esteban Ocon here. Esteban Ocon, only 2 drivers have won 2 races this season. Well, it looks like, only one driver has won 2 races this season, and that's Nico Hulkenberg. And it looks like Esteban Ocon will become the 2nd driver to do so. Verstappen has caught right up to Hayes though. So as they cross the line, we're going to actually go check on them for a split second. They're not going to know. But here is Esteban Ocon. He goes round the final corner. He's been caught up to Gasly. Oh, what's going to happen? He's got to slow down. He's got a puncture. Gasly wins the race. Ocon gets 2nd. Behrman in 3rd. Pierre Gasly wins the Grand Prix. That happened out of nowhere. Piastri gets 4th. And that, I didn't know what just happened there. I'm trying to figure out what just happened there. Verstappen is all over Sonny Hayes on this last lap. But at the very end, Ocon slowed down and gave Gasly the race lead. I think he got a puncture or something. He couldn't have run out of battery or any fuel. As Verstappen also slowed down massively. Yet his final charge is over. Sonny Hayes is going to take 5th. So we will have 10 race winners in 11 races. As we're actually watching Verstappen Hayes there. We'll have 10 race winners in 11 races, because not 9 winners in 11 races, because of the fact that well, Ocon got what happened to Hadjar, got a puncture at the last corner. Hadjar finishes well over a minute behind, a minute and 33 seconds behind. Yeah, that was absolutely shocking. Ocon led the majority, well, the whole race actually. He led the whole entire race until the fight, other than the red flag things beforehand. But on the final corner, I think it was, he got a puncture, and Gasly just stormed right past him to take the win. Gasly, the 10th race winner of this season, Baron in 3rd. 4th is Piastri, 5th Hayes, 6th Verstappen, 7th Hadjar, Alonso, Stroll, Norris, Russell, Pierce, Giovinazzi, Dunn, Perez, Sainz, Bottas, Vettel, Albon, Borletto, Hulkenberg, Antonelli, Lewis, and Leclerc did not finish. Not in that order. They didn't retire in that order. That's a random order. I don't know why they're in that order. I hope that doesn't affect the points. But wow. Here is the driver standings. Ocon leads it with 89 points. Verstappen 82, Hamilton 82, Norris 78, Russell 71, Leclerc 69, Bortoletto 60, Dunn 60, Gasly 59, Gasly 59 just said that he, what did he think? Baron 58, Piastri 53, Hulkenberg 52. So Hulkenberg, he's scored 50 points worth of race wins this season and 2 points elsewhere. Giovinazzi 46 points, Antonelli 35 points, Leclerc 31 points, Bottas 30 points, Hayes 30 points, Pierce 29 points, Vettel 26 points, Perez 13 points, Hadjar 18 points, Albon 11 points, and yeah, he didn't get points for not finishing this race and finishing but being in the top 10. As Stroll entered this race with 6 points, so did Alonso, and they still got 6 points. I mean, that does mean Haas are second place in the championship, only 4 points behind Ferrari, with McLaren on 131 points, Braun 119 points, Audi 112 points, Mercedes 106 points, Red Bull 100 points, Porsche 72, Apex 59, Cadillac 53, Williams 42, and Aston on 12. Guys, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. Until next time, goodbye.